Hey everybody, it's Cauliflower Man here again. I'm bringing you another game of Battleborn. In this gameplay, I'm playing as Isic. Now, Isic is a very interesting character to play. I've got a buddy who probably plays the best Isic in-game, but I've really had a lot of trouble just mastering him because he's got so many things going on with him. You've got to make sure to use his rotating wards correctly, his ultimate correctly, his shield correctly, and his plasma dash. And he's a very interesting character because technically they have him as sort of a tank character, and he kind of is, but he also kind of is not. And I only say that because he doesn't have a huge amount of health. He's a very big target. He's not all that quick, and whenever you're using his primary attack, he's very slow whenever you're charging it up. So with Isic, you have to really know what you're doing. And it's mainly just pay attention in each scenario. You've got to have a defensive option. So generally speaking, it's your rotating wards is your first defensive option. Then if you absolutely need to, you have to plasma dash out of there. But always remember, he does have a shield. The main thing I forget when I play Isic is I forget to use his shield, his secondary attack. That I guess it's not an attack, but when you press the left trigger, you just pull up a shield. So always remember to use that. But the way you play Isic is as a flank tank. He's sort of a tank, but he's best at flanking. So what you want to do is just keep attacking enemies from different angles, and you can do so much damage that by the time they come to deal with you, you can kill them, or you can do a bunch of damage, and then if they try and come and deal with you just retreat. Another thing too is his ultimate lasts for a very long time. As you can see, there's no enemies in the area right here, so I press the button for the ultimate again and just get out of it and don't use it. Don't waste your time walking around in ult form. If there's nobody around, just cancel it and use it again. As you can see, it was only like a 48-second cooldown timer from when I quit using my ultimate, which isn't all that long. And at this point, we need to move forward and take map control. Obviously, we've got quite a bit of a push going in right now. And another thing to notice too is our team has no healer, so that's another reason why as Isic, especially in this game, I need to be flanking. If I'm in with the main push with our team, I'll be taking a huge amount of damage just because that's where all the enemies are. So I need to make sure without a healer that I do not use or I do not need healed all that much. The good thing with Isic is he's got a lot of defensive skills. Every skill can be used defensively. Another thing too is with Isic, you need to make sure you're overcharged, and by that I mean your weapon is fully charged up when you use a skill. I don't use that for plasma dash, I guess. I don't think it really has much of a benefit for plasma dash, but I use it for everything else. And as you can see, the way you flank with Isic is you use his plasma dash. So you use his plasma dash to get up to places where other people can't. And I've said this before in a recent video, you need to make sure the sentry shield goes down. Right there, we didn't have any allies close enough to do any damage to it. If I wouldn't have got up there, its shield would have recovered. And you're going to see we're going to make this push to completely kill the sentry here in a second. But whenever you're flanking with Isic, as soon as people rush you, the first thing you do is you back up, because none of the other characters on the team can make this jump from where I am to where they are. So if they come down with me, they're trapped, and if I go down, I'm not trapped. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to finish off that kill on that Beatrix. I hit the side of that wall there when I was trying to hit her. But again, you just flank tank with Isic, and then as soon as they come after you, you just back up. And that's all you do. And I'm watching my map right now, and it looks like the entire enemy team has ran away from where I'm at, especially because we've got a big minion push coming up. That's the other great thing about flanking, is if they come attack you, they can't stop the minions, and so then we're able to just focus fire down this sentry, and they've got absolutely no chance. And that's how you want to play Isic. That's how you play a flank tank in general, is you just get to places where they can't stop you. And as you can see, I wasn't the top damage there, but I was by far the most useful character in defeating that sentry, and that's really what you're trying to do as Isic. You're not necessarily top damage or top tank. You're just really trying to make sure that the enemy team can't stop your flanks and that they have no way to defend their sentry, because they're just trying to defend too many fronts. Anyways, this is my next video. In this video, I'm a little bit lower level. Again, we do not have a healer. This time the enemy team didn't have a healer. I really don't like to play games with no healer. I try to always fill if I can, but if the enemy team doesn't have a healer, I'll go ahead and do it. Isic is a character, like I said, who has a lot of defensive capabilities, so if you play him right, you don't need that much of a tank. That being said, his ultimate is one of the best ultimates in game, and if you can get someone like a Pocket Miko on an Isic doing his ultimate, you can walk through the entire team, or through the entire enemy team, just with those two characters. But again, like I said before, make sure to use Isic's shield when you get attacked. That Wrath was trying to do damage on me. Wrath doesn't have much health, so I just put my shield up and let my teammates attack him, and then by the time that my shield runs out of blocking, he's got so much damage on him that I can finish him off with ease, and so that's how you want to do it. The other thing you're going to notice in this one is that I use my reflecting wards a ton on the enemies. Enemies will kill themselves a lot when you're playing Isic if you use his level 2 upgrade that allows his rotating wards to reflect fire. The main thing you actually want to use it on, though, is minions. Every time a minion wave comes, put up your reflecting wards, stand in front of your minions, and then you just reflect a ton of fire back to the enemy minions. And as you can see, we just crushed through that minion wave, and maybe one minion died of ours. I don't think any of them actually did, but that's how you want to do it with Isic. Make sure you always use those reflecting wards on minions, and then secondarily use it on enemy players. And then Isic does a lot of damage, so you can't really just sprint at him like that Phoebe did. It's not really a good way to do it. You've gotta really think it through. But that's just a general tip. And then I used my plasma dash there on that thrall. I didn't have the stun yet. I think the stun comes level 5 or 6, maybe level 6. I don't exactly remember. It might be level 4 even. We'll see here pretty soon. I'll hit level 4. I think it might be level 4. But always use the stun on enemy thralls. I've said that in a ton of videos. Stun, silence, or blind. You need to use that on thralls, and it's very good against minions too. But that's just another thing with Isic. You've got so many things going on, and I don't know if you guys could see right there, but I was also shooting down that Benedict's rockets. A little known fact in Battleborn is that projectile weapons, they can shoot each other out of the air, so anyone who shoots projectiles can shoot other projectiles down. And with Isic, it's really nice to use against a Benedict, because my regular shots with my cannon, not the overcharged shots, but just the regular shots, they only do 21 damage, and Benedict's do something like 250. So if I'm able to shoot down one of his shots with my regular shots, then obviously I gain a huge advantage from that. I got a pretty lucky shot on that Wrath. Wrath was running behind the sentry. I really didn't think I was going to get that kill, but I was able to do it. And then I try and drop down and block for our teammate, but we were able to do enough damage on that Phoebe that I didn't really have a chance to block anyways. But again, with Isic, you just want to make sure you're playing yourself really defensively. And as you can see, I keep flanking back from that back jump up behind me, and then I come back to the front lines. It's a great place to be, because you can go to that back jump up without having to really get away from the main battle lines, so long as you're trying to fight for the center area here. And then again, always use Isic as a flanker. So I jump up here real quick, try to finish these guys off. I'm not able to kill any of them right here, so I drop back down again. Anytime you get locked on with Benedict 2, always make sure to use your shield. But then I just put up my rotating wards, and he killed himself. Like I said, people kill themselves when you play Isic all the time. It's kind of hilarious, to be honest. It's one of his best things. When you get people to kill themselves, it doesn't show up on your stats, doesn't count as your kill, you don't get any damage for it. But Isic has a lot more to give than just shows on his stats, as you can see. But this video is coming to an end here, so just always remember with Isic, really read into his skills and how they work. You have to use them in very good combination in order to maximize his utility, but if you do use all of his skills in the right combination at the right time, he's probably the best character to have on your team, because he fills so many roles. He does a ton of damage, he acts as a tank, but that's how you do it.